What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Business Breakthrough. In today's Business Breakthrough, I sit down with Drew Goodman as we discuss his potential exit with the company that he's working for and maybe the opportunity to start his own and the desire he has to create a legacy. So, this is a really awesome Business Breakthrough. Tune in and listen up. This is a good one. Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets Podcast. What's up, everyone?
Okay.
I'm here with Drew Heineman Painting. Drew, you reached out, booked the appointment, man. So let's dive into the topic at hand today. First, let me know what your role is in the business, what you do, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah. So just a brief background. I came from the painting world, had a business that failed. First got married, got out of it, and fast forward a little bit. I was with Sherwin-Williams for 5 years, worked my way all the way up, did outside sales, and then needed a break. So I jumped on board with this. It's actually a construction company.
Okay.
And then about a year ago, he hired me to run and help run the paint division of the company. And this is where I have maybe some questions.
Okay.
So from where I'm standing, he joined. He asked me to join because he saw I love the idea of having my own business, but I wasn't ready to run a business. I was ready to help alongside somebody who had a vision and wanted to go along and do this. So after a year now, we finally have sort of a team going. But I am struggling right here because I'm not the owner of the business, but I do absolutely everything. And so a big part of me is, and I've talked to him about this, is just, and the owner's a great guy, very, very competent guy, but he's so focused on the construction side, and he's trying to do this paint thing, but there's no vision, there's no desire there's just no mission, no processes, no nothing.
Right.
And I think he just expects me to just do all of it. And so I'm having a hard time with that, because when I first jumped on, I was under the impression that this is something that he envisions. This is something that he's got goals in mind. He's got vision, and he would like to, and I wanted to help alongside. I want to help execute that vision. And so I'm at a point right now where I'm really struggling, because I do almost all the marketing. I set up all the marketing. I do all the bids. I don't do any of the hiring. So he does the hiring, but I'm the one who deals with everybody. So I have no way of filtering out. And he's pretty good at it, but he has no idea. He doesn't know what the culture is, what we're trying to build. There's no guidance on what that looks like. And it's just, hey, if we get a paint job, let's just take it. And I'm struggling with that. And so I just need kind of a bird's eye view of
That's a good one.
what do you do in a situation with this? Do you, I'm very capable of possibly running something on my own. And I've talked to him about, hey man, if this is something that's hard.
How many employees do you guys have on the painting side?
On the painting side, there's just 3 of us. So it's a smaller crew.
Are you painting?
Yeah. So I'm kind of the lead guy. So we have another guy that he's my brother-in-law, and I've been kind of helping him in the process of being a lead, but it's not as natural, this most natural gifting.
Let's look, because I'm looking at it from the business owner perspective. I mean, this guy
is, and that's what I need.
There's 2 motivations that a business owner is going to have when they embark on a new endeavor. and that's either going to be money focused or impact focused. There's only two,
Yes.
right? I mean, he's either doing it because he wants to add more money to the bottom line, or he's doing it because he wants to impact your life. He wants to impact those that work underneath him. He wants to create a legacy of Heinemann or whatever the name of the umbrella company is.
Yeah.
And I think what's happening is that, and how long has he owned the construction side?
The construction side, as Heinemann Painting, I think it's been since 2016.
No, like the construction side, like he's only been in business since 2016.
As Heinemann, he had a business partnership before that. So
Right.
total,
So
he's
it's
been
Heinemann.
he's about
So
15.
and is he heavily involved in the construction operations?
100%.
So to be honest with you, he should have never started the painting side because he's never fully systemized the construction side. So you're dealing with the lack of motivation in terms of money versus impact, which he doesn't have time to impact. And he found you, which is your job, really. I mean, if he brought you on to build up the painting side, there's something that you feel that's missing. And I feel like what you feel is missing is the partnership aspect of having a teammate rather than you being on an island.
Yeah, in part, yeah. And we've had this conversation, and I've said, are you really wanting to do this? Because I feel like I am on an island, and I'm doing.
Why wouldn't he want to
So
do
how
it?
do you?
I mean, no, I mean, I want, let's get to the psychology behind why he would. There's no reason for him to change what's going on if you're selling and producing jobs and you're depositing checks. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
what's the motivation for him to make some sort of dramatic change? Right. I mean, this is only adding to the bottom line of his business, which his business right now isn't a cash flow business. It's usually a long wait for him to get paid, and you're supplementing cash flow, right, by building up the painting side. Now, let me ask you this on a personal level. What's the agreement? And you don't have to get into detail. Is it like are you splitting profits? Are you getting paid salary? Like, where's that? What's the situation?
I'm just hourly right now. So I've been
You're just
hourly
an hourly. Okay. So
I'm an hourly employee, and I get paid as a lead.
And what is the was there a plan for more? Was there an agreement of a partnership?
We've had conversations recently about maybe doing a salary or doing a profit sharing from the job that we get. But
to me, that's like a little fluff in the wind, man. That ain't nothing, dude. I mean, to be honest.
Well, and I know, and it only came up again because I brought it up, and it only came up when I was basically saying, hey, how about I just do my own thing?
The initial conversation though, like when you came to this guy, or how did you guys even connect and say, hey, I'm going to help you start your painting division? Were you just an employee that was,
no.
What was the situation?
So the original situation, I was actually his rep. I was his showroom rep.
Okay.
And so, and I saw, I love the painting industry and I love the growth. My mentality from the onset was, okay, to answer your question, he was looking for, he saw the money in it and he wanted somebody that could help him run it. And so that's why he hired me. And he talked about, we originally talked about, okay, well, we could do salary, we could do this and that. But part of it is he hired me specifically for painting, but I spend 6 months out of the year not doing painting. And so I've been, and I love the opportunity for growth and the opportunity to run other aspects of the business.
6 months out of the year, what are you doing?
What other random construction stuff he's got going on?
I mean,
and so
look, because I want to make sure we don't deviate too far. And I can get that information. I got it. And I could tell there's a few things here. Number one, it was a money focused decision. So you're a transactional relationship. And in most cases, that's usually how business is. But for me, really successful businesses are more than transactional. Like there's not really a genuine care about your ambition or motivation or really your intent. I mean, you had this intent to grow this business in a way that would provide you some experience, but also authority and maybe even some ownership, which was a discussion. I heard the P word, profit and partner. If there's a P word brought up, then hey, that was said. But part of it's your fault because you were a little bit passive in a sense that you did not pursue this in a way that made him feel that he had to make a decision. that is on you, because we're
Okay.
no longer an employee trying to bark up the corporate ladder of Sherwin-Williams. This is another guy just like you who is stretched way too thin. And I honestly feel like you got into a bad agreement. And you got into a bad agreement because if you look at a guy who had been in business for 2016 since I have, okay, and has yet to systemize anything to where he can delegate and not be so heavily involved, and he wants to add another business, he has no reference of even how to create a sustainable business that operates on its own. So you don't really have someone that's going to be able to guide you anyway. It's not like you walked into somebody who was an owner that was chill and had, managers in place and supervisors in place and was like, hey, we need to create the same model on the painting side, and I want you to lead the way. Here's how you do it. Rather, you're saying, okay, well, what do I do? And you're coming from a corporate background, which pretty much is, here's what you do it this way. And no one's doing that for you.
So I understand where you're coming from. And I would say that that's true. I think part of it is my personality type and the more I've just know myself, like the systems and processes is something that I need. And I see
well, you deserve that.
I see the importance of that in a business. And I've listened to your podcast and I love the idea of sharing that. And so, and growing and I need that in the group for our team to be successful and to create a culture that's going to be successful and repeatable. Those processes need to be in place.
I mean, to be honest, this is a dead end, 100%. Let's get it out of the way. It's a dead end. From what I see, 100% dead end. I don't want to waste time hitting on that when we could be talking about a pivot here, and I think that's what I need.
That's
why you're here.
Yeah.
And I think you're with your mindset, like, first of all, you would be a gem to have in my business, somebody that wants to take on the responsibility, wants to be a part of the hiring, wants to be a part of the marketing, doing the freaking marketing, being involved in the painting. He's got it made right now. But honestly, man, this is the mistake a lot of business owners make is they get comfortable with that and they don't grow it. They don't empower you. They don't give you what you deserve. And that's now you are on here trying to make a decision on whether or not you should depart, which if he were smart, he would listen to you, identify that he has some faults and help you grow. And then guess what? He benefits too. So at this point, I think you're well beyond that. I think it's been a year. He's having you do construction stuff. You were told that you were going to be here doing painting. You're not doing painting. You're in a conflict. But let me ask you this, because I want to get down to the motivation.
We're at that point now because it's busy, So leads are starting to come in, but I just do it all. I mean, I pick up the paint, I get the guys going, I drop off trailers. Yeah. I am charged
check the jobs. Yeah, I mean, what's
the?
But it wasn't a waste.
I mean, it's not a waste, and the experience and what I need to focus on and what I want for growth in the future.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want for yourself, man? If you were to outline ideal situation,
ideally, I want to have a business that's I can grow and that I can invest in. I want to create a legacy that's going to change the family trends that I have, and to prove to myself that I can overcome past failures, past anxieties, and stop hiding behind other organizations to overcome my fears instead of hitting them straight on and conquering them for myself. So I want to be able to create a culture that's successful.
It's there
and help other guys.
If that's your intention, it's there, right? So let me walk you through kind of the art of this decision, because this is a big decision. It's one of those, what I call impactful decisions, because this decision is going to impact a lot of people, your family, immediate family. It's going to impact your future legacy. Yeah. So a decision like this is something, if it were easy, you wouldn't even be on this call. You would have done it. So I understand that, because I remember what it was like to quit my job, and I had a lot of security and it was great and all that. But had I not done that, my life would have been average. And I feel like I live an above average life. I get to do this and own a business, and it's great. So let's talk about it, because number one, you have the decision, write this down. Your decision is quitting your job and starting your own business. Okay. Next to that, I want you to write the word confidence. Okay. Confidence. And confidence comes from experience, right? And what's
Yeah.
beautiful about this is the confidence is, can I do this? That is number one. And the answer to that question, to me, I believe, based on the experience that you have and what you've done, is yes, you can. Right? Don't you
Well, what's
believe that you
crazy is
can?
that what's crazy is that I lack the confidence in myself because of the fear of
Failure.
anxieties that take over, right? But I use your app and your calculator to help guide other painters locally. Dude, I
That's cool.
recommend your app and your stuff all the time.
Thank you, bro. Yeah.
And it's
And
and it's
then,
awesome. And so I can do it with other people. But
but
then when I come to
confidence
myself,
comes
I'm like,
from,
dang it.
nah, but it's just because you're pulling out you're pulling out the safety net. And it's like, dude, you're already off of
Mm,
it. You already don't have a safety net. I mean, you 100% are dependent on this guy's temperament and the way he operates and runs his business. And maybe he is a good person, but from what I'm hearing, it's not like it's that structured. I mean, you're on your own. You're doing your own marketing. You're doing your own sales. Like, I mean, you're
yeah.
all essentially doing it. So next to that, you wrote confidence, and that comes from
Yeah.
experience, but it also comes from mentorship and listening to, people like me, other
Yeah.
podcasts, seeing other
Yeah.
people be successful, because you're building your case to take action. Okay. The
Yeah.
next step of this is the absolute most important, right? The next step is the why behind what the heck you're doing, man. And I think you
Correct.
mentioned it right here. I listened to you, and it was actually very, very good. It was, you want to change the legacy of the course of your family. You want to put your family in a
Yeah.
better situation. What greater why could you possibly have in this life? You're not doing it for
Yeah.
the money, right? You're doing it because you want to help others around you. Like you said, you give to other
Yes.
painters. You want to be a leader in this space. You have the network, dude. Hold on. You have a huge network of people that you know. So, I
Yeah.
mean, like we're building your case, but here's the thing, right? If you were just doing this for money and you didn't have that anchor, which I believe is the impact that you're going to be making, there'd be a lot of
Yeah.
procrastination there, right? You'd be considering, all of the factors of what you're going to lose. And usually if it's a money focused decision, you're thinking about all the money you're going to lose, and the scarcity mindset of, am I going to be able to pay my bills? Am I going to be able to find
And
jobs?
yeah. And I
Right?
go through that. I think every guy and probably other guys listening, you all go through that stage of the scarcity
Yeah, they
mindset, which
did.
is such a, like, you guys have those mindset Mondays, and it's such a mind shift that's just, it's so
Yeah.
powerful in the psyche of a person.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to freaking eliminate whatever that thing is that doesn't exist, because really it doesn't exist, and neither does
Yeah.
the success. They both don't exist. You've got to create it, but you got to start building up the
Yeah.
trajectory to give you the best chance. And the leverage is the impact that you're going to make, right? The leverage is the guys that are underneath you currently working, wondering why certain things are the way they are, and it's outside of your control. I'm sure that's the case, right? Maybe they're not happy with their pay, or maybe you see things that they should be, being recognized for, and the other guy's absent, or is this all true?
Yeah. What drives me most bonkers, and actually it's true for the guys on the construction side because we're pretty high, we're pretty tight, is just the lack of structure of knowing what we're doing day to day, week by week. Like,
Right.
calling them on a Monday morning, what are we doing today?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, maybe we'll do this. You want me to go and demo 4,000 square feet of flooring? Really? Like, this is what you want me to do?
Right. And look, and I mean, to me, look, this isn't surprising. This is normal in this industry, unfortunately. And it's about changing the course of your life, and your family should be the number one focus. And again, like I said, that's why I said, right, confidence first, because maybe that's something that you're battling in terms of, can I do this? Is this the right move? Is this gonna work out? Am I gonna be on my own? And you're gonna be pulled back in
Right.
by this guy. He's gonna want you to come back. He's gonna talk you out of it. Who knows what's gonna
Yeah.
happen? But you've got to
Right.
build your case against yourself, bro, because you're gonna take massive action. That's the only way this happens, is that you've got to turn the I should probably start my own thing to I must do this, or else I'm going to be stuck here, or I'm never going to see what happens if I do it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the worst case scenario. Are you married? Do you have any a significant
Yeah.
other?
No,
Do they
yeah,
work?
we're married.
Does she
Got
work?
4 little kiddos.
Does she
She's a
work?
piano teacher, so it's not a full.
Okay.
It's full time, but she actually makes more
So
money per
worst case
hour than I do.
scenario, if you absolutely fail at this, in other words, like if you can just drop the ball, dude, you suck at it, and you can't even sell one job, or you can't even produce one thing, at least you have some income coming through the pipe, right? For your wife?
A little bit,
A
yeah.
little bit. But do
Yeah.
you honestly believe that that's going to happen? Like, honestly, do you feel like if I told you to quit your job today and I said, you know what? Don't worry about all the legalities. Go find yourself a job today. Could you do it?
Yeah, I've already got some.
You already got some. You already know. I mean, you already know this game so well. You've spent 5 years around painting contractors. You're
Yeah.
living the life of a painting contractor. And if you have
Yeah.
faith, I believe that God is lining you right up for this decision. And the thing about it is, and this is my belief, and I'm very heavy into faith because I believe that
Yeah.
things happen in a way to where I meet certain people and I do certain things. If I don't pull
Yeah.
the trigger, he doesn't make it happen. It's like one of those
Right.
things, man. It's like you don't want to give your kid everything and they never work for something, right? Because the whole
Yeah.
purpose of life, in my opinion, is to build character, is to
Yeah.
inspire others and to impact others. So for
Yeah.
me, it's like if you pull the trigger on this, you're going to completely change your whole life. And not only your life, the things that you don't like about yourself, that you convinced
Yeah.
yourself that you categorize as. And I believe that
Mm.
that's not true, dude. You wouldn't be on here. You said
Yeah.
you had confidence in this. It's all baloney, man. You're a business owner in your heart, and you just have
Yeah.
yet to pull the trigger. You're doing it. The only thing is, you're just missing the 100% responsibility. But I think honestly, you have 80% of it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So let's talk
yeah.
about
I mean,
one more thing
most
here,
of it's
Drew.
just, yeah.
Let's talk about massive action, because the more you think about this thing, dude, the more you just sit here and war game it back and forth about all the what ifs, the longer it's going to prolong, and you're never going to force yourself to do it, dude. There is a bunch of people that have made this leap because they've had to, and they have not even close to the amount of experience that you have.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where we're
Oh,
just building
yeah.
your case. So let me ask you this. What were your
Okay.
thoughts about this conversation today in terms of what I would say? Is it similar to what I'm saying?
I wanted to get on here because I know in my heart and what I want to do. So I know the legacy that I want to do. I kind of expected what you're going to say, but I wanted to know from a business owner's perspective.
Sure.
I needed to see if it was where I was at fault, and if it's something where I was just so way off kilter where I'm doing him unjustly, or if it's because I don't want to leave badly. And so I do want to have a working relationship and potentially sub to him, right? If the case may be for him, because he'll probably need that, because he's going to be losing guys. And I want to be above board and everything. So I'm not going to steal his guys. It has to be something that
Sure.
they see. One of them is my brother-in-law, so he'll probably
Sure.
come anyway.
Sure.
But I needed an eagle view. I needed an eagle-eye view
the eagle view is this. There's a part of you that's always
I needed
wanted
it
to
from
own
a business owner.
Yeah. Part of you has always wanted to own a business. If you don't do it, you'll never know. I think it's an
Yeah.
honest conversation. If you want to leave on good terms and say, hey, listen, this isn't working out for me. I need to start my
Yeah.
own thing. In the beginning, it's probably not going to be as cherry and sweet as you want it to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Because
I
he's
know
going
it's
to be
not.
losing a little bit of income, and you're not doing this for him right now. You're going to go on your own journey. And if it works out to where you can sub for him later on, you don't owe this man anything. And I think you need to make sure that you understand that your family comes first. Okay. And I would expect that out of anyone that did that in my own business. Okay. He gave you an opportunity and you gave him value in return. He paid you and you gave him value in return. It's an equal transaction. This guy didn't free you from slavery, man, or jail or anything. I mean, it's not one of those things, man. I mean,
No.
he gave you a job and you took the job and you gave value in return for that.
Yeah.
So it's equal. You guys are even. So now it's time for you to literally I'm talking massive action. I'm not saying, listen, Drew, you have two options, brother. You can leave this conversation today, okay, and go back to doing exactly what you're doing. And you're going to think of all the scenarios. But let me tell you something, dude. If you left this conversation today and put in a 2-week notice, you are going to create so much power and momentum going into this decision, rather than if you procrastinated for 3 to 4 weeks and then it got so bad because you were so emotionally and mentally checked out from your job that it was almost like a default that you had to go do it. And what kind of momentum does that create anyway? Because you're going to do this anyway. It's just a matter of how are you going to go into it? Are you going to go into it with massive momentum, or are you going to go into it because it was one of those decisions that just got so prolonged and drawn out that when you go into the business, you're not riding any momentum. You're definitely in scarcity mode that time.
Yeah.
I think you should put in your 2-week notice today.
Yeah. I've already got a name. I already looked in the business license. I've already looked in the
Great. Then when you
gusto.
do that, come back on here and then we'll talk about everything you need to do to get started. I'll do freaking 10
Yeah.
of these with you, bro. I don't care. I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing starting a business. It's one of the biggest decisions I've ever made. It's the hardest decision you'll ever make. And after that, it's just, you're in it. So once you get your first
Yeah.
job sold, you're going to say, man, I should have done this so much longer ago. You know, you got your brother-in-law with you, which I think is amazing. I think he needs to come
Yeah.
with you. That's your brother-in-law. You guys can work
Yeah.
together. You're going to see things in him that you're seeing in yourself that you wish you were recognized and praised for, that he should be recognized and praised for. Maybe that turns into him being a manager or maybe a potential partnership. Who knows what you can create
Yeah.
for your family. And and the only thing you're doing right now is just doing it for someone else when all you need to do is be the one accepting the checks under your name. It's not that hard of a transition at this point.
No. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Be careful.
No, I mean, you've got good points, and be careful.
Be careful. I'm telling you, be careful, because I could see it in your body language that there's so many thoughts that I don't even know about. You're right. I don't know the situations. I don't know the people that you're going to be having to interact with. I don't know the scenarios that are true and that we wouldn't have enough time to talk about here anyway, man. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that doesn't matter. I'm not trying to tell you to be cold, because I think that that's not who you are. I think you're a good person.
No.
And I think you might know that you're going to be leaving this guy out hanging to dry, and maybe you made promises that I don't know about. But here's the reality of the situation, man. Okay. Your family is the most important thing in the world. My family is the most important thing in the world to me. You have an opportunity to change their lives. And sometimes, and you'll learn this when you own a business, that business owners and leaders make the toughest decisions, or else they wouldn't be business owners and leaders. This is a tough decision. Okay. Do it.
Oh yeah. No, I think what comes to my mind and my body language expresses is, and I think it's true for everybody, right? It's all the what ifs flood you. It's that mindset of what ifs. What do I do now? How do I?
Oh, this is new territory, man. You've never done this before. Of course, you're gonna have
Well,
what ifs. But
I did it right after college, and I didn't have any business mentors, and it failed. So all that comes back into play. And that's my wife's biggest fear is, how are we doing it now? I know it's 15 years ago, you know.
Different person. You're gonna get started. You're gonna go through the process. You're gonna hire. You're gonna get leads. You're gonna do this process. You're gonna sell a job, right? And then that's it. You sell one job, have it done, sell another one. You know, I mean,
make it sound easy.
It is easy.
It is easy.
It's very easy, actually. It's one of those things that once you're in this game, it's just a matter of, can you keep up with the production? You know, I'm telling you, you put in a 2-week notice, dude, you're going to go into fight or flight mode, which is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because you're going to get everything in line. You're going to get your gusto set up. You're going to get your logo ready, your website. Yeah. I'll give you 2 months of Dripjobs for free. No problem. Okay. So you don't even got to worry about
I tried it out. I already tried it out once and I loved it. And I've been hesitant to go back into it because of all this. It's like,
you start your business 2 months.
I kind of want to keep it for myself.
Heck yeah, dude.
But I've talked about it with other guys, man. I talk about it all the time.
Yeah. So 2 months for free, bro. I'll hook you up. You
Appreciate
start your business, you can have 2 months for free. You know, I'll do whatever I can on my part. I think it's great. It'd be a great story to tell. Just listen, man, you know, what you've told me, I don't see the situation getting any better. And I think you know that. It's one of those things where there's a lot of complacency there. And you have an opportunity of a lifetime right now. You're in it. You're in the momentum of it. You're doing this every day. You're selling the jobs. You're marketing your own self. You have an opportunity of a lifetime. You've got to take advantage of it in the lifetime of the opportunity. You have to.
Yeah.
Because guess what happens? And you and I both know this, Drew. What's going to happen is if you don't take action right now, because right now you're faced with a decision. If you don't take action, then there's going to be this looming level of what if, but it's a different what if. It's like, what if I actually did it? Because you're dealing with what ifs right now. But the one I just said, I don't want to deal with that guy. So you got to bet on yourself, man. There's no greater bet you can ever make than one that's on yourself. You have complete control of the outcome.
Correct. I was just getting all the ducks in a row.
What ducks do you need to get in a row?
Well, all the small things, right? Like just the transportation and getting all that kind of stuff. And so I go back and forth of how to approach the funding for that, and how to, I know we're drawing to a close here, but so maybe a different conversation for another time, but trying to figure out, okay, which route do I go for getting it set up correctly, but without overreaching, without growing too quickly? How do you set a pace where you're growing with a name out there that's going to be visible and recognizable, but at the same time, not doing it where you're overstretching yourself and putting yourself in a possible financial debt situation that's too hard.
All that stuff. Think about all that stuff after you make the decision, because it's going to be much. It's going to be,
that's why I don't
right
make
now.
the decision.
You can't even comprehend. No, I'm serious. You can't even comprehend any answers to those questions until you're actually experiencing having to make those decisions. True. I mean, there's just no way you could possibly even come to a conclusion on any of those questions, because they're just hypothetical. And if you sit there and you go through hypothetical questions over and over and over and over and over again, you're going to make it seem like that's your reality, where you just don't have any answers, but you have to experience this. Everything's experience, everything. That guy quit his job and started a business. Countless others have. You're not doing something that's completely taboo. I mean, you're doing something that this is a calculated move. You've done this, you're in it, you're learning, you've got it, you have the experience, you're in the industry. Maybe you're getting mentorship, you're learning. You listen to my podcast. There's a tons of other people that have went through this. So, I mean, honestly, Drew, to be honest, if you need a message today, it's to put in the 2 weeks notice, and go all in. I mean, to be honest, if there's anything that could drive you to do a decision so bold and impactful that'll change the course of your life forever, it will be the fact that you're going to change the lives and the impact that you're going to have on your family members. You have 4 kids and a wife.
Yeah.
What better time to do it now?
Yeah.
What's the name of your company going to be?
Come back and forth. I've looked at elite painting, creating a legacy for tomorrow.
It should be impactful painting.
Impactful painting. I think there's one of those locally. I've already done all the research on names.
I like elite painting. I like the general names. I think whatever it is going to be successful.
Yeah, I'm not set on name. I got to find something that's going to be meaningful for the family that we can bring on. So
you do have a good last name.
Yeah, and previously I had that as my painting company, but I want something. I need something different. I need to start fresh.
The Good Guys.
The Good Guys. Oh gosh.
That's not bad.
The Good Guys. That's catchy. Yeah,
it's catchy. The Good Guys painting.
Good Guys painting. My wife's laughing over there.
That's a good one. Think about it, because your brother's your brother-in-law but his last name isn't Goodman.
No,
but it's still a good name. Just saying. But listen, man, I know we got to wrap up here, but
yes.
But take the leap. I hope you do it. I love to hear back from you. And in any case, man, it's this is an exciting time. Think about it, but massive action is going to be really good for you. You're going to really press forward, and you'll get creative, man, when you're on your own. Trust me.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to jump back on, as soon as that happens, let me know. You can book as soon as next week, and I'll help you through it.
Yeah. Wrapping up. I need some help with your calculating aspect. So can we do that another time, maybe?
Sure. Did you see the video that I put up on how I came up with an exterior estimate? If you open up the calculator, there's a red banner there now. Just watch that video. I went through the whole thing.
Okay, because I was having your numbers for labor costs versus the numbers that I do the old way weren't lining up. Like way off.
Well, so because we're not doing because it's not cumulative hours, or it's not individual hours. Like I don't do 250 labor hours. Usually I work in teams. So I calculate how much the whole team is. And then I just say, and it's a cumulative total multiplied by the total hourly rate, not the individual hourly rate. So 4 guys are at $100 an hour. When you plug in the hours, you're multiplying that by the total. So I put in 8 hours and it's $800 rather than 8, 16, 24, 32.
Yeah. So your total hours, if your total hours, 72 hours, that's 3 guys, 3 days.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, but it was coming up way off. So I don't know what I'm doing.
3 guys, 3 days would be 8, 16, 24. The other way is 72 hours straight. It would be 20
Oh,
because it's the 3 guys for 3 days. It's 8, 16, 24. It's 8 hours per day for the total amount that the
oh,
guys
for the
bought.
cumulative. Oh,
Exactly. That's why you're off.
oh, yeah, like way off.
You're
I was
like,
like,
what the
dude,
heck?
I'm not bidding a residential repaint for 20 grand and it's like 2,000
That's
square
why.
feet.
Yeah, it's the cumulative. So when you go into your
Okay.
labor and you put in that hourly rates, there's a
Okay.
number at the bottom that says total. The number you put in for hours multiplies by that total. So that's why if we put 8, it's going to be multiplied
Gotcha.
by that hourly rate. So
Okay.
we can go
Okay.
through that another time.
Yes, sir.
All
Okay.
right,
Well, I
my
really
friend.
appreciate your input. Or
Good luck with it. Let me
keep
know
up the
how it
good
goes.
fight.
I sure will. You as well,
Appreciate
man.
it. Thank
Take
you,
care of
Tanner.
business. See you.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks so much for listening to that business breakthrough. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transition this episode to a testimonial. That's right. So, one of our awesome Dripjobs users was kind enough to do a short testimonial for us. I asked him some questions that I'm sure a lot of us have about what Dripjobs is it valuable? So, if you would like to sit and listen to this, I'd appreciate it. You can sit, hang around, and hear what one of our very happy clients has to say about Dripjobs for his business. Real quick, what's going on, everyone? I'm here with Randy Smith, DuraPro. You may have heard of him if you listen to podcasts. He is someone that did a business breakthrough with me and is also a Dripjobs user. I'm just going to start off, man. You know, you're doing this for me and Dripjobs, of course. I just want to know raw thoughts about what the software's done for you. Are you a fan? Do you hate it? What do you what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I absolutely love it. Definitely what I was looking for in a software in a CRM. Like before Dripjobs, I couldn't even tell you how many different like softwares I was trying to use and manage to accomplish the same thing. And it was just a headache. And then
Yeah.
now, just having the all-in-one is a big thing. And then from there, my favorite thing is really, I feel like it's just taking my sales process, to the next level. And as far as, communication, the biggest thing is like the speed of communication.
Yeah.
Customers love, nowadays with Amazon and everything,
Yeah.
like everyone wants things now.
They're used to it.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
for example, yesterday I had, someone see my Facebook ad, they filled out the request, and it was at like 4:30 p.m. and I was leaving the job site and they said today worked. So it was like scheduled for 6 p.m. Drove over there and showed up.
Boom.
So it's
That
like
quick. Yeah.
within an hour, they've got an estimate in their hand on the spot.
That's powerful.
So yeah, it's definitely taken the sales process to the next level,
Yeah.
which is big. And I love the customer portal. Like it's just super professional, and you can throw all the details in there. It looks really
Yeah.
nice. Being able to present it on the iPad.
Are you selling on the spot?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love selling
Yeah.
on the spot. I think it just,
You getting people to squiggle on the with their finger on the
yeah,
iPad?
yeah, I think it just makes your close rate go up, having just Dripjobs alone with the ease, like how easy it is for them to sign with you, right?
Yeah.
You've got iPad out, they can see everything. They can put their credit card info,
Yeah.
which is big. So that's probably my favorite part, is just, it gives me that confidence that I feel like we're the most professional company compared to
Crazy.
the competitors, and you can kind
Yeah.
of sell your jobs for more.
That's
You
crazy.
go into estimates, with a different mindset, like knowing that, hey, we're going to be the best company or option for our target market.
Yeah.
And you just have that confidence. And so that's
Wow.
been one of my favorite parts of it. Then on the other end too, just I love how I'm building up a pipeline, and I'm not missing any leads. So obviously, like, we're all busy with contractors, phones blowing up. Sometimes it's tough to not miss leads, but with this, everything goes right into Dripjobs, into those cold leads. I don't have to worry about missing them, and they're getting those follow-ups. And it kind of is helping me prepare for, the downturn, because of, right now it's like, oh, everything's booming, phones are ringing, but I know that doesn't always last forever. So being able to prepare, have that pipeline of leads building up. So when you are
Yeah.
slow,
You can reference it.
yeah, exactly.
Have you used the blast feature yet?
I have not yet, but
That's a good
that's
feature. Dude, every time I hit that blast feature, I get something, and
really,
for those that are listening or watching that don't know what that is, what he's referring to in terms of the pipeline is like you have a pipeline of every person that you've given a proposal to, or every new lead that has come through that maybe hasn't converted to an estimate. And all you got to do is hit one button and you can send out a message to just those people. So you can imagine if you have 100 people that you've given proposals to that haven't told you yes or no, or haven't opted out of communication, right? You can just blast them a message saying, hey, just reaching out today, we can give you $250 off your proposal. And every time I've done that, I've gotten at least 2 or 3 jobs. So I use it sparingly, of course, when you need it, but it's just good to be able to do it.
yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly. I haven't
awesome, man.
tried that, but I'll have to
That's huge.
definitely try.
I love what you said, man, because there's an interesting thing about what you said in terms of well, number one, selling on the spot, right? Creating an experience. But dude, when I made this, it was out of frustration, right? Great things come out of frustration because I know like you got to have the full circle from the initial intake to the final goodbye. So, in terms of what your customers like, how are they responding to the drips? Because some people tell me, well, I don't want to follow up too much. Like, I think it's annoying, or automated. People think it's a robot. Like, what is some of the feedback you've been getting in terms of like the responses people have when they get a drip email and it's like 2 weeks later or whatever?
Yeah, I've gotten only good feedback from it, really. I mean, I'm sure it's annoyed a few people that, ended up not being our customer
Right.
anyways. So it's like, hey, you're never gonna make everyone happy.
Right.
But overall, I think people appreciate the communication, like in the trades in general have gotten a rap for, not answering the phone, not getting back to people. So I think being able to showcase, hey, we've got a system in place where, we're organized, we're on top of it, and we're communicating with you, from the second you reach out to us all the way to wrapping up the job. So I've gotten good feedback from it for sure.
Love it. That's huge, man. That's huge. So last question, bro. And again, thank you so much for your time. If you could let someone know who's on the fence, and usually everyone's on the fence when it comes to new software because everyone promises that it's going to solve their problem. Can you give them a piece of advice?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. Like has shaved hours of workload off my week. I guarantee that it's made me close way more jobs.
Yeah.
I feel way more organized, more professional.
Yeah.
It's just, especially at the price point, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would spend $1,000 a month on it. It's like,
Watch it. I'm kidding.
yeah, I know.
No, I appreciate the honesty.
But no, I just have a lot of
Yeah.
good things to say
Thank you, man.
about it. And,
Yeah. And for you to take
how,
time out of your day, bro, it means the world. Yeah, you get a little gift bag, but it's like, dude, your time's valuable. It shows that you really care. Shows that we've done a good job as a company, giving you something that you rely on, where you cannot think about what's going on in your business. You trust us, and we take that so seriously, man. So thank you, bro. You're killing it. Me and you just discussed a business breakthrough. So if you guys want to go back and listen to Randy, what was it like 5-6 months ago? It was quite a while, right?
yeah, it had to
Yeah.
be. Yep.
Yeah. How's business going? Good?
Yeah, it's going great. for
Sounds
sure.
good. Sounds good, man. Well, I look forward to chatting with you, brother. Thank you for your time. Get back to doing what you do best, and we'll see you soon.
All right, sounds good.